previously has proven how these people come into the country the illegal way. We will sit with people who are legal, and we will sit with this government that will prioritize South Africans.
It's unfortunate that children died. Not even human beings, I'm not even there. But fact is, human beings died. It's unfortunate. And you can't attribute that to only foreigners. There's a problem, the underlying problem is pesticides.
Welcome back to the Forum for the Marginalised podcast. My name is Spaza Shops, and today I've got a very interesting issue that we actually need to look at and delve into and have an insight with. And I've got wonderful guests with me that are here for us to be able to actually unpack one issue. Remember that issue that we actually covered on one of the episodes with Untombi Nkosi, the issue of foodborne illnesses, and how it actually led to a number of illnesses and deaths that have happened throughout the country. But within the discussion that we actually had, we highlighted that this issue is deeper than what we're actually anticipating. And therefore, we needed to be able to get specialists that have got different views on this particular subject matter that will be able to sort of unpack the deeper underlying issues of immigration that we're actually facing in this country. So my beautiful guests that are here, I'm actually quite happy and I'm very ecstatic. I'm excited, by the way, that we're actually joined by Utatukashun Musian. He has decided to actually leave his number one priority on Sundays, that is going to church, to actually come and grace us with his presence. So he is an immigration practitioner of South Africa and the national chairperson of the Forum for Immigration Practitioners of South Africa. I hope I did justice with that, Etatukashun. Should I repeat it again? I think I should. I think I should, right? Okay, good. He's an immigration practitioner, South Africa, right? And also he is the national chairperson of the Forum for Immigration Practitioners of South Africa. I've done justice with Musian this time around. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Forum. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm privileged to be here, and thanks to your potential viewers, I'm here to serve.
I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, when I gave you a hug earlier on, and I knew that the energy that I actually got from you, that we're going to talk.
No, we'll talk friendly.
Right.
Openly.
Yes.
Without fear or favor.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm here.
I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
And in the middle here, family, we've got Mamuri Filwe, Marty. She is the Communications and Marketing Operation Dudula. Ma'am, did I say it right again? Yes. So, family, the issue at hand. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, which is very important because we've got to sort of pay the bills as well for this podcast. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please click, please share, please like. I think the discussion today for me excites me more than anything else because we're going to be able to look at deeper issues of immigration in this country. And also look at the issues that have arose in terms of certain things that have happened and that made South Africans and non-South Africans to be actually unhappy with regards to this process. Tatu Musian, yes. Tatu Musian, I'm going to get it right. Tatu Musian, I'm going to start with you. What message would you like to leave behind with regards to the viewers that are going to be watching this podcast? What do you want to say? What is your first departure point?
I think the genesis of this whole problem is misconceptions. And if you look at studies in terms of conflict, it's always about people having misconceptions about each other. Fact is, foreigners are foreigners. Now, we start with what needs to happen. there's 3 pieces of legislation that govern a foreigner when he or she lands in this country. It's the Constitution, it's the Immigration Act as amended, and it's the Refugee Act. So from those 3 pieces of legislation, we need to now say, as a warm body, being a foreigner, how do we deal with you as South Africans? It is not about perception that Geshen Musiani sees Zakaria Mazibuga from Zimbabwe, and then I say, I don't like you, you are dark in color. It's not about that. International law as well dictates how we treat people. That is why the UN is there, for an example. That is why the European Union and all other international organizations are pumping money to say, those that are coming illegal, how do we deal with them? So we cannot use the vigilante approach. And I want people to understand me, what I'm saying. I'm not saying a foreigner must just come in here into South Africa and do as they please. All I'm saying is, let's apply the law. Coming to the subject matter, the Spaza Shops, the president has made a pronouncement, a directive to say, let them come, everybody that owns a Spaza shop, not a foreigner, not a South African. The president did not say, which is not South African law. The president applied his mind to the laws of the country. Obviously, he has advisors. He said, every Spaza shop must register. Now you have people that are stopping them to register. How do they meet the 21-day deadline? They want to come and register. It's unfortunate that children died. Not even human beings, I'm not even there, but fact is, human beings died. It's unfortunate. And you can't attribute that to only foreigners. There's a problem, the underlying problem is pesticides. Where do we get pesticides? You get them at Brie rank. People use them in their household. So we can't say it's foreigners. Let's address the issue. Let's document the foreigners that are here. Deal with them. If they are wrong, let them meet the full might of the law. And that's what we stand for as immigration practitioners. We're not saying they must have carte blanche and do as they please. I also want to be safe in my house, as much as you, as much as my sister. A Motswana sister, I'm a Motswana as well. We want to be safe, but let's do it properly. You see, the upshot of it is that when we as South Africans go to other countries, we are going to face the same thing. But we need to do business with other countries. Let us just apply South African law. That's all we are saying. We are not saying deviate. No. Thank you.
Ma, your view. Before you, it's not even in response of Utatukeshwan. I think it's about perhaps me giving you an opportunity to just express what is it that you would like people to actually take out from this conversation going forward.
First of all, let me thank you, Sis Cindy, for this opportunity, and for you for consciously taking a stand to say you will give a voice to the marginalized. And this is what Operation Dudula stands for. We did not wake up one day and think Uguti, we will chase people away. We were hurt. The majority of us who came and discussed a situation that is happening in the country is because the face of the country was changing. So as Operation Dudula, we went on a mission in 2021 to educate South Africans about the laws of the country that we find today that the very same government is not able to interpret them. And when we highlighted our founders, Abu Babu Robert Kaba, who is now residing in the UK, no President wetu Abo Zandile Dudula, nabo Komesa Kekane, no Komesa Dimba, which are military veterans, which they fought for the liberation of South Africans in Tanzania. They left in the country basasebancane. Not we joined in the struggle. I have a background in political science. I have a degree in political science. I have a certificate in travel and tourism. That means I had an interest to enter the business world, where we found the environment is very hostile to South Africans. Number one, where we're coming from prior 1994, we came from an education background that never allowed a black child to dream, to run an empire. But we were subjected, Uguti, you will learn, we will educate you to serve your white master. Now, when we came to 1994, a lot of things, there was never a proper ground, a work that was done so that you bring on board Africans, Gakulu, into the business world. We are the first generation, Yoguti, see operate our businesses. As a black child, I never thought I will go and be involved in tourism. That was something that I got hold of by chance when I thought I will become a health inspector. But that was not my calling. And to date, I found my calling. I'm here to educate abantu nokuthi people must be aware ukuthi what is it that is wrong. The very same documents as in the country, the constitution itself, we have a problem with it, the preamble itself. And noguti South Africa belongs to those who live in it. It is a problem. There's a lot of loopholes in the documents of this country. And this government has chosen to be silent when people were come and said, come and invest in the country. But they came under the wrong guise to say, we are asylum seekers. The former Minister of Home Affairs, who is now the Minister of Health, he exposed how these people come into the country. You cannot say you are seeking asylum, you are seeking protection in the country, but you are chasing people that in the country you are very disrespectful to them, number one. You don't even respect the culture. Number two, we have a serious problem. Not a big business that has been supporting us in South Africa for the very long time, about Tiger Brands, about Escort, that are allowing these illegally operated businesses, they must use their trade to hide the products that others create kuma factory that are not legal, that are not adhering to health laws of this country. But we buy them brand or Tiger Brands. What is that is happening in the country? You have ministers who can interpret, the very same president, who can interpret why when you come into the country, when you say you want to run a business here, you must have a business visa. If you say you want to come and work here, why are you not depositing? Why are you not hiring South African citizens when South Africa has high numbers of unemployment? But you hire the very same illegal people. What about South Africans?
Dr. Gershwin, I'm going to go to you with regards to the preamble or the context in which Uma expressed what the organization is all about and what they actually seek to do and what they seek to accomplish and where they come from. Because she had indicated that they were not here by default. They were here because of a certain concern and that they feel strongly about that had to be addressed. And therefore they needed to actually stand up and be able to be counted for, I think, as South Africans with regards to being able to intervene in terms of those issues that she has highlighted. What is it that you had picked up from her introduction with regards to what she had indicated that you might have an issue with?
Look, firstly, there's a disconnect in what she says they stand for and what we are dealing with. My takeaways from what she says, she spoke about data, she spoke about laws, which she's not applying correctly. I've got 3 books which are my Bibles. They're here. I've got the Immigration Act, it's here. I've got the Refugee Act, it's here. I have the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, it's here. And all immigration practitioners that are members of FIPSA always travel with these books. Whatever we do, we work around these books, that is around the law. Now, let us understand the approach. When a foreigner is hostile to a South African, do you blame all foreigners or one person? I drove from Pretoria to here in 4 ways. If somebody committed a crime against me, should I blame all males or all females? You don't work that way. Identify the problem. Now we're talking pre-1994, and that's what South Africans are struggling with. We're still complaining about apartheid and everything. It's long gone. Foreigners were not here before apartheid. They are not part of the injustices. Our constitution was created by us. It's the best constitution in the world. And I'll read out what is the preamble. And I did not give you my credentials. I'm not going to do that. It's not necessary. But we are not going to be told by credentials here. I'll read you the preamble of this country. Just bear with me, I left my glasses in my car, but I'll read the preamble. The preamble says, we, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, and respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all, and I'm going to repeat, all who live in it, united in our diversity. We therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt the Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic. I'm going to stop there. But it says all who live here, not when somebody decides that you from Mozambique, you from Botswana, and you must be treated unfairly. All. What international law says? Simple. You are a human being. I must respect you. If you commit any unlawful act in my country as a South African or government, let us deal with you in terms of the law. That is why even if you are illegal, you are arrested, we will give you legal aid. That's all what we say. From that premise, we are saying foreigners that are committing any injustice, let the law deal with them. Not me as Geshin Musiani, not Operation Dudula. They don't have the law. The law lies with the South African Police Services and the judiciary. Now, I'll go further. I don't think it's necessary for us to talk about pre-1994. It's too late. We've moved there. Respect of culture. It's for me to respect my culture. She's a Botswana, I'm a Botswana. The Botswana people, how they celebrate their culture, it's their decision. How I honor my Madlozi, it's my decision. Now we go, she brought up a very interesting point. She spoke about Tiger Brand and when they were selling food that poisoned people.
Sure.
Did we chase Tiger Brand out? No. We dealt with the problem. So let us deal with the problem. Where are these foreigners getting those food? Even if we close all Spaza Shops and put South Africans, they will still go buy from the same supplier. Let's kill the supply. It's not Tiger Brand only. Escort. We talk about ministers. Ministers in misinterpreting rules. But fact is, has somebody from Operation Dudula or any person that is now taking the law into their own hands went to the court or the constitutional court and said this constitution is not right and let's put it aside. No. So it's law, full stop. The Refugee Act is here. It says if you declare or you ask for refuge in South Africa based on international law and others, you are entitled to certain rights. It's there.
Can you, before you even proceed on that, the entitlement of certain rights that you're actually alluding to, I just wanted to actually also touch on what Uma had actually indicated with regards to rights now that has been granted or that has been taken or abused perhaps. Let's talk about that. Can you interpret those rights for us, please?
Let me explain it now. Every right goes with a responsibility. If you are a refugee, you are entitled to work and study. So meaning, when you go to Home Affairs and say, I'm a refugee, I'm from country X, they will give you a paper which outlines your rights. You exercise everything that you do within those rights. So it's not about a civilian who will come and say, hey, you are from Mozambique, stop what you are doing. It's not that. That paper is here. I'll go again. This 5 million thing, they don't even know what it means. What the Immigration Act, Section 15 is very clear. It says, if you want to apply for a business visa is the visa that allows you as a foreign national to conduct business. You must show the Department of Trade and Industry that you have 5 million available from abroad to invest in the Republic of South Africa. Then 60% of your staff should be South Africans within 12 months. The other 40% can be foreign nationals. That's now the so-called notion that ministers don't know how to interpret them. So every foreigner must comply with that. Now, we go back, we say now, okay, these foreigners, they must comply with these 3 pieces of legislation.
Sure.
That is the Constitution, the Refugee Act, and the Immigration Act. So how do you check that? You must do what we call an audit. You can't say, wake up one morning, hey, all foreigners must go. You can't. You need to go and check, okay, Mr. X, you have a Spaza shop. Are you working or is it your business? Most of the Spaza shops are owned by one person. He's got maybe 5 or 10 Spaza shops. Not only that, cell phone shops, not only that, there's a lot. But we can't go one morning and just close. We can't.
Can you contextualize your discussion a little bit in terms of where you're actually going? Because I wanted to bring Uma with regards to exactly that you're saying that people cannot be able to take the law unto themselves.
Exactly.
Right. And the I think the notion that does exist would be that Operation Dudula would actually perhaps maybe go on that route, where they chasing away illegal foreigners, or they are stopping business, or they're stopping trade and stuff. But there is a root argument that she had indicated before exactly why they're actually doing that. Perhaps maybe she can be able to elaborate further in terms of why is it that they actually took the stand.
If I may, Cindy, so let us not be fools here, and let us not be deceived here. The very same documents Untatu Musiwa akhuluma ngazo, they are the problem esibuyola, and the very same foreign nationals as a defender, they did not come through the legal way in the country. It's a fact. And Operation Dudula has never done anything illegal. In all our marches, we apply the laws of this country. But what we find, which is very strange, is the laws of this country are not protecting the South African citizens. They are protecting the very illegal people. The food poisoning that we are talking about to date, when it was discovered after a Minister of Health when they were tasked to say, please find out what is going on, why our babies are dying. They found ukuthi there's a rat poison, ihalipirin. How do you get that into ekudleni? Number one, we have a plethora of evidence. Ukuthi the very same legal people Msiane aba defender, they are running plants where they are producing ukudla, not adhering to health principles and the health laws, so that product is what consumer. We have a case in Western Cape where a butchery was found, but they're producing ivors, and we know ivors, but ifagan. So yes, he can have those documents. Yes, we do have laws in the country, but truth is not there. People are applying. The 5 million that he is trying to explain is, you must come and invest and bring products as in South Africa. And if you want to grow the economy of the country, we have evidence. We have visited as these businesses, Siranama operations, NESAPS, immigration, NABOSARS. They don't even bank Guma Bank wait. They have a big safe where they keep their monies. That means they are not investing in the country, because number one, they lied. Their entry, yes, as Operation Dudula, we have been calling to say we want a total audit. Nalabama foreign nationals, Batibona, they came illegal in the country. We are not sure. We know there's a serious problem, identity theft in the country.
You actually mentioned that,
yes. The picture does not add to the name. So we have serious issues in this country. Why we were grey listed? It's because of these illicit businesses, transactions, the money laundering that is happening. We cannot sugarcoat the legal transaction in this country. You have a people who came on a study visa in the country, and yet they were running a military camp. Abantwana bashonile, who's responsible for that? These babies committed suicide. We are saying, go Cyril Ramaphosa, somebody need to account to these babies dying.
On that thought, Dr. Keshwan, there's issue concern with regards to the abuse of the opportunity that has been given to people that are coming from abroad. Let me put it like that. And when they are given that particular opportunity, a whole lot of things happens, like what Uma has alluded to now. What would be your thinking process with regards to exactly that? I know that you said we shouldn't paint Usindi with one blanket as an example. We shouldn't say Usindi is committing this and therefore Samson is also actually doing it stuff. I know that you had said that. But then there are just certain issues that she has just highlighted. The abuse of it.
All I'm saying is the following, and I think I stand to be corrected. I speak on my behalf as a professional and as an immigration practitioner, and what my organization would stand for. I appreciate what Operation Dudula is trying to achieve. Let's work together to fix this. Let's not go the vigilante approach. The pesticides that are being manufactured, it's not only foreigners. Alipirim is readily available, not to foreigners. Go to Brie, go to Bosman Texiren, it's there. It's not foreigners. All I'm saying is, let us not paint them as foreigners. Those that came illegal, she mentioned the Libya story. Let's deal with the Libya story. There's professionals. You go to UNISA, most professors are foreign nationals. They are highly educated. Doctors, they are foreign nationals. All what we are saying, let us put everything within the parameters of the law and achieve the same thing that they want to achieve. That's what we're trying to do. but we're doing it within the law. I won't go to a foreign shop and just take things. No. And I'm sorry, and again, as we started this conversation, it's not about her being right or me being wrong.
Exactly,
or
exactly.
Right,
it's us
whatever.
having a conversation.
What law are they relying on? Because Operation Dudula is not recognized by law. It's people that came together and decided to do what they want to do. It's back to that time when we grew up in the township, when people were saying Remarashia and we were going to discipline people. That's what they're doing. All what we're saying, let's come together, let's have a dialogue. And let me give you what I know. Give me what you know. Give me the data that they are referring to. The fact that a person did not bring the 5 million, people are bringing money. I can give you data of people that are deserving. Go to the Western Cape. The people that are owning properties there bought cash are not from South Africa, but they bought them cash. They brought money into the country. So let's have a dialogue. Let's not fight. We're coming from a painful past. Fighting and looting and hitting people is not going to help us. These laws were not created by me. Whether they're favoring South Africans, let Operation Dudula go and challenge the Constitution in the Constitutional Court. Let them go and challenge the Refugee Act in a high court. Let them go and challenge all the laws that are there and say, we are not happy as South Africans. You are marginalizing us. Let there be a law that says foreigners must not own Spaza Shops. You understand? It has to be legalized in a proper way. Not what I wake up in the morning and say, I don't like it. And let me just finish.
Yes.
What they don't know and what they are not telling the country, foreign students are not paying the same fees as South Africans in this country. You go to any university, they are paying higher fees. But they are the ones that are graduating, not our South African kids. Let's start there. Let's do a social inspection of our kids. Then we'll have something going on. Let's have a social dialogue. Until somebody convinces me that these laws are unlawful, then Operation Dudula has no leg to stand on.
What I wanted to actually ask you though is that is there a conducive environment for that social dialogue to actually happen? Because if you are getting organizations such as Dudula that are actually taking up the struggle that is supposed to be taken up by certain members of society that she's just alluded to, the ones that they have entrusted to be able to represent them in parliament or in legislature or whatever it is, they are not really utilizing the law effectively. What about the people that are actually feeling the pressure on the ground? Because I think that the idea of Operation Dudula, for it to happen, it was because they noticed that there was a problem.
Okay. My response to that, let Operation Dudula, you see your platform now, it has created this environment.
Yes.
Now, let Operation Dudula come with all the stakeholders. We sit round the table and discuss this and understand what is happening. For an example, we're sitting with a problem with ZEP. People that are on ZEP, Zimbabweans, they are now 10 years into that dispensation. What's going to happen to them? Operation Dudula should petition the Minister of Home Affairs. He has decided that there must be an immigration advisory board that's going to advise him. Operation Dudula should take their concerns to him so that he can go back and look at the Immigration Act and the Refugee Act. Then they must do the same to the President and say, we are not happy with the preamble of the Constitution. Change it. This is our concern. Don't go to the people that are benefiting from this. They don't know. They are just acting on the basis of what is written in black and white.
Isn't it that even what is contained in the Constitution is interpreted in several ways?
No. No. This is where you have a problem.
Before we even proceed on that, I just wanted to even give mine opportunity to respond to what you had indicated, because there are certain fundamental issues that you've actually highlighted that actually also boils down to what, it has to be, it's in the law. Everything goes back to exactly that. But the practicality of it, that's where I wanted to actually engage Uma with regards to exactly that. Because what you see in paper and what is happening practically does not correlate. So that's what I wanted to give perhaps maybe that, and then can I just allow her to express herself, and then I'll be able to then you can be able to go in with that. Thank you.
I think, Cindy, so let us correct one thing first. Actually, a couple of things. Number one, as Operation Dudula, we started 2021 as a civic movement, raising challenges that we were picking up. And when I started, I said a lot of us, we have started our businesses, but we saw something is not right. Secondly, we are not vigilant. We are a political party that is registered. Last year, when we were given a mandate, 7 May 2023, to say we've been marching the streets, we have not killed, we have not distracted any infrastructure in the country, but we were doing everything according to the law. But all our efforts fell on deaf ears, and that is why we took to say we want to go see Luela and put our policies and hire people who will be able to interpret the laws of this country. The problem of this country, and we've been consistent to say, it is the Immigration Act, it is the interpretation of these laws by the ministers, by the people that we have put in place to say, Zamani futhi yenzani kangcono. But now they have turned again against us to say, we will not sit around the table with people that we know and we have proof. And Minister of Home Affairs previously has proven how these people come into the country the illegal way. We will sit with people who are legal, and we will sit with this government that will prioritize South Africans. And hence I thank you, Cindy, to say you have created a platform that will give the voice to the voiceless, to the marginalized. We never thought, and this reminds me of a satire by George Orwell prior 1994 to say, by introducer in the previous government, the animal farm, to say not all animals are equals. You have better animals than the others, and this is what we are experiencing in the country to date. Amilcar Cabral warned abantu base Guinea Bissau to say, you must be careful when you have foreigners in your country. Because why? We have instead of us improving in this new democracy, we are regressing. The high levels of unemployment is very high amongst Africans. Youth have been bombarded. They are feeding them armor drugs. It is deliberate. They come here, they say they are investing in the country, but they've left their families behind. They are killing our future. And nobody is accountable.
So, Sister Rifile, can I perhaps maybe even just ask a question here? Are the social ills of this country totally being blamed on the issue of foreigners? Is that what I'm getting?
Thank you for that.
Maybe we need to we'll get to that, because I am noting in terms of where you are coming in and you are attributing problems from. And you're saying that, look, we are experiencing this as a country, we are going through this as a country, and it is simply because we've just left the system to our people that came in through the system to do anything that they wish to actually do.
No, not at all. Not at all. We are not blameless as South Africans.
Yeah.
After 1994, we put so much trust kubantu esibakhethile to think they will do everything for us. Sase sahlala sa relax, and we never held them accountable. Even in the issue of foreign nationals, bangena emalokishini balethwa yithi. Because of high numbers of unemployment, we are giving them ama property, of which today sibaphili space ukuthi barun ama business, but they are turning against us nabo. But at izindlu, we are not dealing ngendaba ye economy nje kuphela as Operation Dudula. We are dealing the issue yezindlu nemisebenzi futhi. There's a lot that we are dealing with, and South Africans are to blame again in it. We're saying Tatumsiano resilient to listerosis in 2020, 21, 2022, 2020 lapoga, that period. Tiger Brands was found in plant just in Limpopo, which here is the problem. Watiwa Tiger Brands sicela ukuthi sim suspended for a period of time, and the people who bought izinto zaka Tiger Brands, bring them. I want to bring you to the case yokulalela umthetho. South African citizens do abide by the laws. We are saying, once you are investigating, once a minister assessed the task team that will do the work ebayenza ngalesikhathi period ye-listerosis, why don't these illegal operations zama Spaza Shop shut down? Even though by register in these 21 days, let them shut down, and the task team, Department of Health, go through these problems, be given a chance against this into the right way. Why is that not possible?
Dr. Keshwan, I wanted to give you an opportunity in that regard for us to be able to sort of unpack several things that Umam Refilo has indicated. So that's where I wanted you to sort of perhaps maybe let's simplify it in a manner in which you could be able to actually come in.
You know where the problem is. It appears Operation Dudula is now a political party.
We don't appear. We are a political party. We did contest the elections. We were on the voters' roll.
Okay, ma'am. Can you just perhaps maybe give that question a chance, please?
I didn't know. Maybe I'm not reading the news. Sorry, can I speak, ma'am? My sister, please.
My fellow Mtwa. My sister from...
No. We have to address a couple of things. He talked about us being misinformed. And here he is. He is misinformed himself. Calling us xenophobic. Calling us vigilante. And we've never killed anyone. We have never destroyed any infrastructure as Operation Dudula.
Sure, ma. Can I just perhaps maybe allow him for him to actually perhaps maybe address certain things that he said, noting what he actually said with regards to the statements that he made?
I think let's take each issue independently. The responsibility of South Africans in terms of upbringing of our youth rests on us. You can't expect a person from Guinea-Bissau to come and teach your own child how he must perform. That's our problem. It's our social ill in our society. Now, all what I am saying, until the laws are changed, let us deal with the issue. Operation Dudula cannot go and blame Zakaria Mate coming from Lesotho to do certain things if the law allows. And I'll give another example. What is happening with the illegal miners? We are sitting with a problem. The court told us, no, you can't say these people must just die there. Let them come out and then deal with them in terms of the law.
Because it's a human rights issue. Yes. Okay, I get you from that point. Yeah.
All what we say, Operation Dudula, you have a problem with the Constitution. write to the president, go to court, challenge it. You have a problem with the Immigration Act, go to court, challenge the specific sections. The Refugee Act, challenge them. But you can't go and say Spaza Shops must close. The president has given a directive. All Spaza Shops within 21 days, they must register. They are being stopped. Let them go. If they don't meet the requirements, they are out. Shut them out. Now, we go back to the foreigner. Didn't go and force the Magogo that I'm going to build a garage and then we sign a lease agreement. Then I'm going to run the Spaza shop or I'm going to put a container. The foreigner didn't force. The Magogo needs the money. And the Magogo is supporting siblings. It's a social ill. Siblings of a woman or an irresponsible child. Yeah. Now, the foreigner is providing 800, 2,000. That's what he's doing. Now, if you look at the Spaza shops of foreigners, they don't sell processed food. It's things that they buy from a wholesaler and they put it on the counter and they sell. Seldom you find a foreigner, unless in town whereby they've got a fish and chips. In the township, they don't sell, they don't even sell maqueñas, no. Where there is a problem, let's deal with it. But let us not paint with one brush. That's all what we are saying. Whatever that they are believing in, it's a noble idea. Let's embrace it, but let's work within the law. That's all what my position is. If we are wrong, we misstep somewhere as government. Operation Dudula should do that. Let us not peddle the narrative that we must get to foreigners, take everything. Because of what you are opening up is the element of criminality. And I'm going to show you something. You can see what on the videos that are going around. The very same South Africans that are saying these guys are selling us poisonous food, they go and take the same food and loot and go and consume them. If they're taking it for free, it's fine. What country are we building? We will stop. They'll go and loot Pick and Pay. They'll go and loot Checkers. That's what's going to happen. But we cannot allow that.
Can I perhaps maybe offer Marifule an opportunity from what he had indicated? In particular, in terms of the conduct. I think the issue that I'm getting from this conversation is that, look, fair and square, there are issues, but there's a conduct that has to be addressed in this regard. And perhaps maybe that's the reason why you will be able to actually point me in the right direction when you were talking about the issue of vigilantism and all those issues. It is the conduct that you're actually referring to. Ma, you had expressed the fact that you have knocked on doors, on doors, on doors, on doors, on doors, and it fell on deaf ears.
Yes.
And there are issues within the law that you actually took up,
Yep.
and you wanted to actually address, but they fell on deaf ears. So where is the disjuncture?
Yeah. The disjuncture, Cindy, is we have a government that is non-patriotic. We have an issue we need to address the elephant in the room of the illegal entry of foreign nationals, especially laba abarana is Spaza shop, emalokishini. We have videos, we have shown on Tate Musiani as Operation Dudula. We have never called for South Africans to go and loot. We discouraged against that. You can't loot something ebulalayo. You can't loot that, and we have never done that. we have a government that is not willing to prioritize South Africans. We have a government this past week, the head of the country, who has given 21 days to the illegal activities by these illegal foreign nationals who are operating in the township, to say the crime that you are perpetrating against South Africans, we're giving you 21 days to correct it. That is crazy. That is madness. It has never happened anywhere else except in South Africa. Prioritize South Africans. Khuluma ngama investment where you have high numbers of youth, educated, I might add. Ababhatalelwa abogogo, sikhuliswa abogogo, who are now abogogo who had high hopes to say refilo gompieno o na le degree, refilo re tlilo go tshela because of refilo we ithutile. But where is refilo today? Ha sa bidiwa refilo o bidiwa nyaupe. Yeah? Our sisters, our African sisters, they are selling their souls because of hunger. Asiba blame, but reba blame. Siaba blame. Hold on, why don't you hold on? Why don't you have self-pride? Let us fight and have the right people to represent us and to interpret the laws. Our laws, yes, we agree there are laws, but there is a lack of political will to enforce and implement these laws.
You know, I don't know. I think we are mixing the Spaza Shop issue, and that's why I'm here, and politics. Mary Filwe, I don't know, and I don't want to use derogatory words. I don't recall the president saying 21 days, you illegal foreigners, go and kill our country. That's not what he said.
And I didn't say that go and kill the country.
No.
I said he gave them 21 days to register their illegal business activities. And then Tate Musian, you cannot confine this to only, this is broad. This is broad, and we have to go Moses Sosa, where everything has started.
This is what the president said, and I think it's very important that maybe you should get the clip of what he said.
We do.
No, please.
We do. Don't interrupt me. We cannot sugarcoat the ills in this country.
Can you just perhaps maybe give a chance for him to
democracy?
Yes.
Democracy is about
let him
you
speak.
allowing me to speak, me allowing you to speak.
Let him speak.
What the president said, and the president said, all Spaza Shop must register. He didn't discriminate foreign or South African. So you are creating an impression that there is no political will. And if you understand the statement of the president is to say, when they go and register, those that will be found wanting, they won't meet the requirements and they will shut down. That's the end game. So for you to say the president is not acting, it's not correct. And you are misleading people. And that's why, even if maybe I use a stronger way to say you are vigilantes, but if you tell a person who does not have the knowledge, he is always going to view a foreigner as criminal intent person. All what we're saying is allow the 21-day process to go through. People are crying that 21 days is too short. We need an extension. Allow it to go through. From there, those that are not meeting the requirements as per the law, let them shut down. I agree with that. But you can't say, as Operation Dudula, you feel that the government has failed you.
Can I respond to that?
Can I finish?
Let him finish.
Can I finish?
Let him finish. Yes.
We passed, 1994, we passed that. And you can't say all Spaza Shops, those people that are there are illegal foreigners. You can't say that.
Yes, we can.
No.
We
Not
can.
all. Listen
The
to my
illegal
side. Can I
transactions
finish my
have
side?
taken out our South African citizens out of the Spaza shop.
Okay.
The Spaza shop are no longer being operated by South Africans.
Yes,
The pricing itself.
Can I finish?
We'll get to that because we just wanted to actually understand the locally. I will give an opportunity. I just wanted to say my point first before you actually address the local economy, especially if you look at our townships in terms of how things have turned out. You would find from a percentage perspective with regards to business that are being owned versus South Africans or foreign owners, and you have attributed certain things that because of poverty you would find Gutuma Gogo will enable somebody to be able to actually create a space and you know our social ills. It's where I actually went back to and I asked about the social ills that we do have in this country that has sort of attributed to a whole lot of things. And that's where I was asking about a disjuncture.
Okay, let me say, you know what's the problem? We dropped the ball.
Who?
South Africans.
Okay, now we are going somewhere. Yes.
You see, it's like a soccer team. When you play or a rugby team, if you don't have the ball, your opponent has the ball.
Yeah.
They will hurt you.
Yes.
What we did is the following. How Spaza shops are run by foreign nationals.
Thank you.
There's a wholesaler. They go and buy in bulk. And they come and sell at a cheaper price.
Yes.
And then they are able to say, Uguti, Sindiswa, ukhola 25. I'll give you bread and a tin of fish, and then you'll pay me on the 25th. But South Africans can't compete there. Same applies to my business. And it's not only that. They have the techno-savvy or the knowledge to be able to can beat us. But I'm saying again, they didn't force us. We are just not competitive. We just want to complain.
Can I respond to that?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yes.
Operation Dudula. That's why I spoke about the dialogue. There's Operation Vulindlela. It's sitting in the office of the president. Get an opportunity to speak to them. These social issues must be taken to them. All I'm saying, let's not go behind the microphone and inside the public. Let's not do that. Because what is going to happen, our country will burn. That's what I'm crying for. Let them go and register. The system will catch them out. And then we close them out.
Can you hold on that thought? Ma, can I allow you an opportunity for you to be able to input?
You cannot compete, as he is saying, Uguti, they are business savvy. They are not business savvy. They are not investing in the country. They are not plowing money in the country. They are not paying tax in the country. That is why bakhona uku ofara abo magogo ukuthi bathathe imali ngesikweletu. Because our business practitioners abase South Africa, they must abide by the laws. Akalangas, they must register their businesses. They must pay tax. And if it's a small business, they must employ abantu. They can't do that because ama price wala abantu, they've cut everything to the bone. You can't compete. You ask Uguti, is the environment conducive? The environment is not conducive for a South African to operate a business. We have actually become pariahs in our own country. They are wealthier than us, and Abashima Lila, they're taking it out.